Hello everybody and welcome to Tech Simplified. I'm your host Rishabh Rajesh and today I'm going to dive deep into the world of the iPhone 16 and 16 Plus. So what are you waiting for? Let's start. Okay, let's now talk about the in-hand feel of the iPhone 16 and 16 Plus. First, I'm holding the iPhone 16 and one thing I can say that it is very comfortable to hold, and the phone which I currently use is the Vivo V40. It is almost the size of the Plus or the Pro Max version, and one thing I can say is that I find the smaller version to be much more comfortable. When I hold it in the horizontal form, one good thing with the smaller version of the iPhone is that you can easily use it with one hand, whereas the bigger variants you have to use both hands together. Now when I'm using the iPhone 16 Plus, one thing I can see is that I cannot use it with single-handedly. I have to use both my hands to operate this. It is not very comfortable. Plus, the slimmer phones which you get, the other Android phones, they're slim, so you can still use it, but because this is a chunky one, the square-shaped one, so you cannot use it with one hand, and it is a little discomforting when you are using it, but not as such of a problem. Let's now check the weight of both these phones. First, I'll keep the iPhone 16. Which comes to approx 173 grams, and let's check of the iPhone 16 Plus. Which is about 205 grams, and even though because of the chunky design and the bigger screen, it still comes to a considerable amount of weight, and I find it perfect. Okay, so the iPhone 16 and 16 Plus come in total of 5 colors. One is the teal, the ultramarine, the pink, and black and white. Now my personal favorite is the ultramarine, and this is the signature color which is on offer. Second favorite of mine is the teal color. Pink is an acquired taste, some may like it, some may not, and black seems very badass, but the white is very common and I don't think many people will be really interested in that. The camera section in both the iPhone 16 and 16 Plus have been redesigned only for the sole purpose of spatial video recording, which can only be viewed with the Apple Vision Pro and no other headset. So will you, when you're spending on an iPhone, would you also spend on buying an Apple Vision Pro or not? The highlight of the iPhone 16 series this time is the camera control button, which is actually something which people have to digest more. It isn't a proper button but a capacitive button, which when you press hard, it seems as if it is getting clicked, but it just vibrates. Also, it has a keypad sort of sliding function which you can glide through the various camera settings. And one word which I would like to give this, it is just an experiment right now. Nothing really amazing about it. It can be better and it is still in the experimental phase. Now the camera control button is still a little useful when you use it in the horizontal mode, but when you use it vertically, the position of the button is quite low, which makes it a little awkward to press. Like there are chances that when you go to press it, it might slip from your hand and fall, which again is an expensive affair which you have to deal with, especially when it is an iPhone. This time you get the action button, which is a customizable button which you can use for various functions, and it is now present in the non-Pro models as well, whereas earlier it was present only in the Pro model. When we talk about the display on offer in the 16 and 16 plus, you get a bright enough display, but it is still a 60 Hz display, which is a major downside. You get a dynamic island on offer, which has been there in all the iPhone 15 models and is still there in the iPhone 16 range. The bezels are quite thin and I don't really have any complaints. When we talk about the performance in the non-Pro models, which is the 16 and 16 plus, you get a A18 chipset which will run really smoothly and is much better than the predecessors. I can run heavy games without any frame drops or any sort of lags. When we talk about the camera specs in the non-Pro models, which is 16 and 16 plus, the rear cameras which you see come with a 12 MP ultra-wide camera and a 48 megapixel primary sensor, and the selfie camera, if you see, is a 12 megapixel sensor. Apart from that, you get a OIS camera in this. The photos in inside lighting conditions are very good compared to many other phones in its segment, and the outdoor lighting conditions are simply great. Apart from that, the 2x zoom which you get in this has also been improved, and to be honest, the details at maximum zoom have also been improved. The portrait mode is also very good, but I hope that in the 17 series they roll out multifocal portrait, which will just be next level for portrait photography. And actually not just in iPhones, in other phones as well, I believe this feature should be given. You get 4K 60 FPS recording in this, and the non-Pro version and the Pro versions get 4K 120 FPS ProRes recording in them. And with that, we come to an end of this video. If you like such content from my side, do write your feedback in the comment section. Like, share and subscribe. And in the end, this is Rishabh Rajesh signing off. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat, Vande Mataram.